Hello and welcome. This is the In Christ evening practice. I am really glad that you are here. In this practice, we use the relational skills that Jesus is teaching us to move into the mystery and relationship with our living Christ, and also in relationship with the mystery of our own humanity. And Jesus gives us these skills to do so that we can bring ourselves more fully into Christ and prepare ourselves to receive significant rest as we sleep through the night. So welcome. For this practice, you're going to want to have a journal with you, and I'm going to walk you through what Jesus has given us to work with. So first we begin by noticing how our physical body is connected to and held by the place where we are seated. And you want to take a moment and just notice how your body is personally being held by your seat. And as you are noticing how you are held by your seat, you're taking a moment to notice, where do you feel the most supported by your seat? Which of your body parts feels the most supported or the most held? Let's take a moment and direct our attention to our bodies in that way now. And as you feel the body part where you are being held, you want to go ahead and write that down into your journal. And you're saying, here is where I am the most held by the place where I am seated. Here's where I'm the most supported and held by the place where I am seated. So you're taking a moment and letting your brain recognize how your body's being held. And then you notice how your body responds when your brain recognizes that you are supported. Let's take a moment and pay attention to that together now. So these practices are about the embodied experience, about embodying the mystery of Christ the way that Jesus embodied Christ while he was here. These are the practices that Jesus has provided us so that we can participate in that same mystery and follow him on his path. And so there's a rhythm to that. There is the initial way that he's inviting us to direct our brain's attention at certain qualities of experience. And then there is the allowing for the time and space for the experience to occur, the aliveness to actually happen. And so there's going to be, it's kind of like maybe 1% I am noticing, and 99% I am allowing myself to watch and watch the experience. And so, if you are new to this practice and you're just starting, you're going to hear me be offering what Jesus is asking us to do, but then you're going to hear a long silence, and you might be sitting here. It's common in the beginning for your brain to be kind of like, okay, let's go, what's next? And what we are strength training is the capacity to be allowing an experience to happen. Christ's love, Christ's support, Christ's provision, Christ's protection, Christ's presence is already freely given to us. It's all around us. It's alive in everything. It's already giving, outpouring to us. We, because of our lack of capacity to allow it to be recognized and received, we don't know how to actually embody that and take that in. We might have an idea of the concept, but what Jesus is inviting us to do is to actually be in relationship with this through our body. And so tonight, as we're going through this, really kind of notice your own journey with, okay, I'm looking at the thing. We're looking at, yes, here's how my body is supported by the place that I'm seated. And then we're being invited to now experience what that support is. And that's a whole different thing. That's a drawn out time frame. So let's do that together. We're looking and then we're experiencing. Okay, so let's look at here's how where my body is the most supported by my seat. You're noticing your body part. And then watch what happens when you allow that experience to unfold within your system. Watch how your system responds as you allow it. As you are allowing it, notice how your body begins to gently reorganize inside itself. Your mind, your breathing, your muscles. Jesus is providing this image tonight of when you go to water a plant that is kind of just starting to tell you that it needs to be watered. You know, it's just starting to droop. And when you pour that water in, you see all of a sudden there's this very gentle reorganizing of the plant as it's becoming and receiving that water again. You can see it's very, very slow and subtle. And that is the same pace that our body takes in the Christ. It's very slow. I'm being filled up with an aliveness that is meant to sustain me. See if you can feel yourself just receiving the support from the seat, and notice how your natural system takes that in and responds. So we begin practice with this connection to a physical support. It helps our brain kind of say, okay, here's where I can receive a physical support. This is the part of my body that is most connected to that. And Jesus is saying that God is alive in everything around us, offering us provision, offering us support that is alive. God is expressing itself through everything around us. And Jesus is saying you're going to begin to learn how to recognize and receive this aliveness by feeling more deeply into the physical support of the chair. So Jesus is saying, yes, you have this physical, tangible thing, but there is a mystery of Christ aliveness that is happening in the depth of that. Allow your body to rest even deeper in and receive how God's heart and hand are holding you right through the place where you are seated. So you're noticing with your brain, and then you're allowing yourself to have the experience of receiving God's living presence and support. And then from that place, Jesus invites us to recognize, what does that support feel like to you? Does it feel like softness? Does it feel like a sense of being cradled? Does it feel warm? Does it feel stability? Does it feel stabilizing? Notice what that support feels like where you're being held. And so, as you notice that quality of support that you are experiencing, you want to write that word down, because the experience that is being offered, that is God's living gift to you. And this is, so mine is an enduring support. It never leaves me. It's like relentlessly here. That's what I'm experiencing in this moment. And as I look into my day and I'm looking at the things that I have navigated today, it will be amazing how somehow that's going to be like this perfect fit for gathering in and soothing. It is like this mysterious power that is the divine power that is needed to hold what I've gone through today. But it's not coming from my brain, it's actually coming from I'm experiencing what is already pre given. So take a moment and you're noticing in your space, what is it that you feel? What is the quality of support that you feel? Just let yourself experience that. You don't have to think about it. Just notice what you are personally experiencing. So then you want to take a moment and you're going to write into your journal a short list of what went well for you in your day today. And write it in a bullet list.
That's actually what could have happened. Rafa. No, that's actually what could have happened.
That's what they did in the movie, didn't they?
Mm-hmm. That's the movie. You got it?
Mm-hmm.
Back on right?
Yep. Okay, go ahead. You gotta love this. Let's see how this works. Okay. So now we're going to, if anybody's still on here, we're having some internet issues here, so we'll see how this goes. But now we are going to work with what is still in process.